Hello everyone. So a couple of nights ago I started working on a new game and I just wanted to show off the progress that I've made with that game so far. So for this game I went back and decided to go back to using Unity again, and the theme of this game is a bar. You are a bartender, and what you must do, you must make the correct drinks for your customers in order to make them happy. And if the customers are happy, they'll give you tips, and then you can get more money to buy new things for your bar and things like that. So, first of all, I created in Unity a little bar area right here. Grab some textures here, just simple brick textures. So when you start out, you're going to be in this really slummy bar, and it's just like a wooden table and everything right there. You don't see too much right now because all of the drink components and the customers are in prefabs. So if I go and I start this up, you see the drinks on the table right here. Well, actually, these are the drink components, and I'm just starting on this, but I want to have it where you have your cups, mugs, wine glasses, things like that over here on the side. And here's all the different components. Now, these could be like rum or vodka or whatever your favorite drink component is, tequila. So I got it where if you click on these, then it will highlight that drink component with a little cylinder on top of it. So again, I'm using Playmaker for this game. So as you can see here at the bottom, you can see it jumping to the selected to the not selected state. So the idea is you'll select one of these drink components, and then once you have it selected, you can pour it in to the container or the mug or the glass, whatever it is. And then after you finish making the drink, you can click over here and there's your customers at the bar. So each one of these guys is going to have a request. I just have 3 programmed right now. Margarita beer and a martini, and every time you play this, it's going to generate a new set of requests. So this time all 3 of them want martinis, and above each of these people you'll see a meter or a number counting down, and that's their happiness meter. Right now just have them all starting at 30, but I want to have it where if there's different types of customers, maybe some are impatient, then they have a shorter countdown meter. And then once you've made the drink, the amount of tips that you're going to get from that customer is going to be based on how much of their happiness is remaining, and also if you made the drink correctly. So you got 2 different variables there that will determine how much tips you get. So I plan on giving like a set amount of time for you to make all the drinks for your customers. Once a customer gets a drink, then they'll be happy and walk away. Then maybe a new customer will come up. Maybe you'll get a rush of customers. And once you make a drink for one of the customers, then you can flip back over. Then you can start making a drink for the next customer. So I don't have that implemented right now. That's to be coming soon. I got a little arrow here where you can switch between the 2 different views. I'm planning on targeting a touch-based interface to begin with, so I don't have keyboard controls, but like on a mobile device or a tablet, you can just click the arrow right here and it will switch between the 2 different views. So you can see what the customers want, then you can go back and make whatever drink they've requested. As you'll see here, the 3 humanoid models, I'm using Make Human, which is I believe it's open source. It's definitely a free program that you can use to make humanoid characters. Right now, they all look the same, but with Make Human, I can make different types of characters, and it allows you to export those character models into the FBX format, and then once they're in FBX format, you can pull them directly into your Unity project. I'll also mention for the drinks, I use Blender to make the different drink models. So basically, I went in here And if you go into this view and take away the shading, I just downloaded a just an image of the Captain Morgan off Google Images, and I used that as a guide. So I went in here and made a really simplistic bottle right here, and basically did this with the loop cut. Started out with a cube, added, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loop cuts, and just expanded and contracted those so it fits the frame of the bottle. But once you have that completed, it still looks really blocky. So I went in and did a quick search for some tips on how to just smooth out. In Blender, there is a subsurface modifier, and I tried that first, and that will smooth out an object. But unfortunately, it ends up looking like a bowling pin if you just use a subsurface modifier. And they have a bevel modifier. So that keeps more of the natural shape of your modeled object. It just rounds out the corners. So got a really nice looking, if you turn on the shading, really nice looking bottle there. I will probably go back and do some texture mapping, make the bottles look a little bit different, maybe have different sizes and shapes for the different bottles. And yeah, you don't even have to apply. One thing I do like, you don't have to apply the modifier. Once you apply the modifier, then all of this gets applied to the mesh, and it's really hard to go back and change things. But just by adding the modifier, you can just pull. Actually, you don't even have to export in FBX like you do with Make Human. You can pull that model directly into Unity. So there's my bottle right there, and you can see there's the customers. I will mention I currently have prefabs for both the customer. So the customer prefab contains the model along with the 2 text values that you saw hovering over the customer, the happiness value. And the happiness value is just a temporary placeholder. I want to go back and maybe have like a little smiley face to start out with. Maybe if they're over like 20 seconds remaining of their happiness, then it turns to like a regular, maybe yellow, impartial smiley face, and then once it gets under 10 or something, have like a red grumpy face over them or something like that. One other feature I would like to have is where you have maybe frequent customers or your regulars. So have it where you really want to handle your regulars first, because they're the ones that are going to keep coming back to your bar and keep giving you tips. But yeah, you just want to keep the customers happy. And yeah, that's all that's in the customer. So as you can see on the drink component, basically I imported the Playmaker array script, and that doesn't come with the default Playmaker. When you import Playmaker from the Unity Asset Store, you have to go out and download the Playmaker array list from the Hutong, the creators of Playmaker. You got to download this Playmaker script, array script, from their website. Then you can start using array structures, which is almost essential. I don't know why they don't have this built into the default Playmaker package. But basically on the drink component, I have an array, and this references just basically the name of the array, and I call that component color. So for each of the drink components, it has like an ID value or a drink value. And so for each of those values, 1 or 0 through 9, each has a different color. So it's just a little way for me to debug right now. In the main game, I would like to have different models and different textures for the different drinks, of course. And basically those are assigned in the init script, in the init state for each drink. So basically I have a script which is in below the level manager. So I have one script that creates drink components. If you double click that, it will bring up the mono develop editor. And in the mono develop editor, you can just basically see I have one method called do create drink components, and that loops from 0 to 9, and it just puts a little bit of space between all the drink components. And it also sets the drink type, this drink type right here, and also have the create customers, and it basically does the same thing. It just sets up 3 customers right here in the do create customers, and that is called from my level manager right here, create drinks and create customers, and you pull in those 2 different objects down here, then you just call the method name using that name. They do have to be public methods in order to execute these. And so yeah, this just creates 3 different customers right here, and it gives them, actually when the customer is created, they get assigned a random value which is correlated to one of the different drinks. Go to my prefab, look at my customer, and you can see on the customer himself, I got another array over here on the right side for the different types of drinks that they can request. So yeah, that's basically what I have right now. It's got a long ways to go to do the drink mixing. I would like to see if there's an asset or a plugin on the Unity Asset Store to do fluid simulation. So when you're actually pouring the drink, then you actually see the water, the fluid coming out into the glass. I think that would be really neat. And yeah, I want to do also the mobile release. I think it would be cool if you're mixing a drink, you can hold your mobile device and shake it like you're really shaking a drink up. I think that would be a neat feature. So yeah, I hope to work on this a little bit more soon. And yeah, just stay tuned, and hopefully I'll have this playable soon. Thanks for watching.